you make in the world. Thanks very much for being with me. See you again next Saturday morning, 9 o'clock. Be the good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. These punk kids from Four Deep Sports coming in now. Where's my wallet? I got to watch for my wallet. These kids are always grabbing my... I can't tell you. Don't touch that kid. Get away from me. I don't... Oh.
Good afternoon, everybody. As I set the tones here and make sure I don't blow anything up, we have the distinct privilege. We have the 2024 Massachusetts 12-year-old All-Stars, the state champs from Bridgewater. I want to make sure I get this out real fast. 508-222-1320 if you want to call in. If you have a questions, I want to make sure I get this right, Coach Manager Rich Florence and Jeff Moyer. Guys, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
And I wasn't too bad, Coach, badgering you back and forth, trying to get all the information and all that. Sometimes I can be overbearing, and I apologize for that.
No, we were excited for you to reach out to us. And excited to get in here today.
All right, so we'll have the boys introduce themselves so I can set. Let me just turn on the headset here. That's why I was wondering why my own voice is blaring in my head. Why don't we have you guys introduce yourselves, like we talked about, just your name and the position you played or play, whatever positions you play, and then we'll start with the questions.
My name's Jake Florence, and I'm the catcher.
My name's Jake Tighe, and I play second base and outfield.
My name is Ben Moore, and I'm the pitcher and third baseman.
My name is Bryson Bucher, and I play center field.
You did a great job, and just like that, the phones are ringing. Hi, you are first on 4 Deep Sports Talk. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you for calling. Do you have a question for the boys?
Yes.
Okay.
What was the best part of them staying in the dorm room with your teammates?
She asked, what was the best part staying in the dorm room with your teammates?
It was probably just like bonding with everyone. Like you really got to know everyone like even more, and like you got to experience like what it's like to like live with each other.
Nice.
Like, yeah.
What about you guys?
Yeah, I agree with him. Like, it was just a really fun time, just like spending time with my friends, and yeah.
Yeah, I get both of them. It was a fun time bonding with the team and getting to know them better.
Awesome.
It was pretty fun playing wiffle ball, and then the coaches would come in and yell at us.
Do you have another question for the guys?
Do they like wiffle ball or junk ball better?
What do you like better, wiffle ball or junk ball better?
Junk ball by a long shot.
I have no idea what that is.
Me neither.
Probably junk ball, because that's what we mainly played.
Yeah, 100% junk ball.
Yeah, probably junk ball.
So junk ball is like wiffle ball, but it's a different brand, different company, and we were supported greatly by the junk ball company, and so they went down there with tons of bats, balls. Jake was actually a model for their strike zone, so he passed out some strike zones to the different teams, and then we ended up giving away a lot of that stuff to the other people in the Bristol Village.
Nice. Young lady, thank you for the call.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Bye-bye. Someone said bye in the background. I don't know who that was. All right, we want to call in 508-222-1320. The Massachusetts 12-year-old state champions are in the house. Again, 508-222-1320. We have a double shot. We'll have the coaches are going to stay with us. Then we'll switch out with the other all-stars from this fantastic 12-year-old team. And I know you're ready to go. She's like, and of course, that's a haven. Oh, we have another call. Hold on, let's see what we got coming on here. Hi, you are next on 4 Deep Sports Talk as we highlight the Massachusetts 12-year-old state champions from Bridgewater. You're going to stay with us. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm calling in to congratulate the entire team. Brendan
Nice.
is my cousin.
Say that last part again, I'm sorry.
Brendan's my cousin.
Brendan's your cousin? Okay.
Yep.
All right, Brendan just looked like he got caught in his hand with his cookie jar or something over there. All right, do you have a question for the guys while we have you on?
What was it like in the World Series?
You mean you're over in Bristol, you mean, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they want to know what this. Thank you for the call, by the way.
Yep.
All right, have a good Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Yep.
So they want to know what was it like playing in Bristol against all the other states. That's what it sounded like.
It was really good, and like when you first thought at it, it was like, oh, I'm just here to have fun. But when you really thought about it, it was like we're here for a reason. Like,
That's pretty cool. What about you guys?
Yeah, like it was just a really fun time going down there and like playing on the big field that like we always dreamed about playing on, and like yeah, it was a really fun time.
It was a fun time playing against better competition, so we can become better baseball players.
I always see these guys playing at Bristol, and I never thought I'd get this opportunity, and the atmosphere was great there.
So what was your favorite highlight?
Wait, does it have to be in Bristol?
It can be anything.
Yeah.
Any. You know.
Oh, I would say it was a state championship final inning. The first play, it was like a rocket to center field. He dived out and caught it, and that was pretty cool. And then the last play, our second baseman dove and like fielded it like off a bat, and he was just like sitting down and threw to first, and that's how we won.
Great stretch from the first baseman.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know, something I dreamed about since I was like always young.
That's awesome. What about you guys? You guys want to add to that question?
Yeah, I agree. When our second baseman Hunter McCarg made that diving play, like it was so much like fun running on the field and like jumping around. Like I can't believe that like we like made it this far, and like we can't wait to go to Bristol.
Nice.
Yeah, my thought was same as second baseman dove and caught it. When he got it, my heart dropped, and I was saying, please make that fair. Please make that fair.
Yeah, I agree.
So I have a question. So you guys had a neutral site for the sectionals, right, Coach? Was that correct? You guys had a neutral site for the sectionals?
No, for sectionals we played at home fields. And
Oh, okay.
So we won the sectional championship.
That's right. I should remember that. I
on
thought I read.
Braintree's home field.
Oh, okay. I got you. So I read it wrong. I apologize. Because I was thinking, yeah, that's how they usually do it.
Yep.
If you're up, you have the right to, host a game in the sectionals. I looked at them like, did this change at all? Because Braintree's always been known to be like the elite Little League field around here in the South Shore for whatever reason. I don't know why.
A great team.
Yeah, they are a great
Great team.
All these teams on here that you guys beat are really good. So, that's really impressive. 508-222-1320 if you want to call and talk to the guys. Again, we're going to be switching out here in a little bit. So now you can ask your questions. Now she's ready.
So this is for the coaches mainly. I mean, you guys can answer it too, but how would you guys describe your team or just all the boys in general? How would you describe, the bonding? Like, what are some key things that just make you guys' team, like, your team, like, the bond so strong?
So they stayed positive and were resilient throughout the season. And to be honest with you, the only way you can make a run like this is to have those qualities. I talked to the Canton coach, Greg Zolo, who won the state championship the year before. We've had great rivalries with Canton. So he said that's what that team needed. And we just had the right personalities this year that they were able to bond and stay resilient and never count themselves out of a game till the final out. And staying and believing in yourself right to the final out is key. And I can't tell you how many competitive games we played, game in and game out, inning after inning, and not everything's going to go your way all summer. And they kept bouncing back and kept believing themselves, and good things happened.
What about you, Coach? What's your take on that?
I agree. I mean, these kids from day one worked hard. We come to practice every single day. Everyone competed every single day, pushing each other, trying to make each other better. The one thing we kept seeing in the dugout, Rich and Coach Goodwin were always in the field. I was in the dugout with the boys, and they would come in. They would get upset about it on a bat or whatever. And there's always someone saying, don't worry about it. We'll get them next time. We'll get them next time. So building each other up constantly was important for these guys. They were the great attitude, great positive attitude all along. We get down every once in a while, and it happens. It's baseball. You're going to strike out. You're going to make a bad play, whatever. But we kept saying it's how you come back from it. It's the very next play. And they were good about that, trying to get each other, keep them going and saying, don't worry about it. We'll move on. We'll get them next time. Things don't go our way. We come back the next inning. I mean, Bryson up there, struggled a little bit in the first inning, came back, hits a home run, brand new ball game, comes out and pitches lights out after that. Once we get that mindset that we're good to go, we can do this. Like we're a good team. They're a good group of boys, Rich said. Right.
Well, the other thing the kids probably don't realize, there's a maturity factor in there.
Yeah.
Right, where for them it's more focus. When they realize they can do it, and you guys patting them on the back and stuff like that. I mean, I don't think that's changed, but that's a kudos to you guys keeping them, level-headed and ready to go, and and the other coaches as well, and the parents, with their support behind you guys, and this is what happens. You win a state championship, and you go to Bristol, Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also think like you guys went to a tournament with teams that compete too as well, like strong teams. So I feel like as you guys in your age, like it's a big thing. I mean, when I play softball, and I was a sophomore playing on 18U teams. So it was such a big like difference with competition. I feel like you guys really like proved your point and got where you're supposed to be, and that was good for the whole team.
That's a great point. Yeah. That's a great point.
Practicing at Bristol is a really neat experience because you look around, there's 12 teams down in Bristol because you have 3 tournaments all running at once within the Bristol complex. And you look around and you're like, these are the best players from 12 different states, and we're in our batting cage. And we belong here. And I get goosebumps just thinking about it. As you look and you see there's just powerhouse team after powerhouse team, and we were a part of that, and that's
awesome.
an experience that they'll never forget, and that's a confidence builder moving forward. That hey, we can compete with the best that's out there.
And I think it was fun too for the boys because they got to hang out with those teams as well. Like in our dorms, the way it was set up, we had obviously out in a certain area. We could not go into the dorm areas, but they were playing junk ball and other games with the kids, and they would, between games or whatever it was, they'd all go down by the main field, and they would just play games and hang out together. And I remember watching the World Series on TV. Oh, I remember that kid. Oh, this kid. So it was good just to go sit and watch those teams too and learn from them too. As Rich said, I mean, these boys definitely earn the right to be there, and they can hang with those boys. They play really, really well. It just didn't go our way, but it's just good to see like you guys are there. They earn the right to be there.
That's so cool. I love those. I love the story.
Right? Such a great ballpark also.
Yeah.
I had the privilege of singing the national anthem before one of the games when Cumberland Little League from Rhode Island had gone on into the series. Pretty exciting, just to see all the kids play with other teams. It's a learning experience, and it's so much fun. So much fun. So you guys earn the right to be there. And it looks like you took away a lot of great experiences. I'm sure you guys will remember this for years to come. So congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so with that being said, we're going to take our first break. You want to call in when we get back at 508-222-1320. We have the Massachusetts State 12-year-old champions, baseball champions from Bridgewater, Mass. We'll be back with them and more right after this.
My cousin from Vermont, my nephew.
Hey, welcome back. You're listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here in the news station, 1320 AM WARA, and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. We'd like to welcome everybody watching and listening in the greater Bridgewater area here on 1320, again on our Facebook. All one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. This will replay. Well, I'll get the link over to the coach. He'll get the first dibs on the finished product, and we'll shoot it over to Bridgewater Access TV and 46 different other access towns so we can show off these boys. And actually the first set of boys, but I don't know about the second set. We'll think about that later. But if you have a question, 508-222-1320. We have another call. You guys are like smoking the phone lines today.
Right?
Hi, you're next on 4 Deep Sports Talk with the Massachusetts 12-year-old state champions. Do you have a question?
I do. I do want to say congratulations super proud of them. My nephew is Brendan Moyer. Love you, Brendan. So cool to see you do this. But my question is, what was your favorite moment, and if you could redo something like in a game, like what do you think your best play was?
So what was your favorite moment? Am I saying that right, young lady? Their favorite moment?
That's good.
So she wants to know what your favorite moment. When we have another caller on hold, we'll get to her in just a minute. Well, thank you for the call.
You're welcome.
So what is your favorite moment? That's what she wants to know.
Does it have to
We
be?
lost that other call, but go ahead.
It can be.
Does it have
Anything.
to be in game?
It can be anything.
It was probably in
As long-
Bristol when it was our first day and we were just meeting everyone. I remember we took a bunch of junk ball stuff. We went down to this little area and we just started playing. And all these other teams were like, "Can I play? Can I play?" And we just started meeting each other. That's how it
cool.
really all
I
started.
like that story. I love that
What was
story.
one that you guys do with pins too?
What?
Your pins?
Oh yeah, the pin trading. That was fun too.
That's cool. That's something some towns don't do. You guys did it. What about you guys? What's your favorite moment?
Yeah, I agree with him, being in Bristol,
You
but
sure you want to agree with him? You don't have to if you don't want to.
I also when after our games home, we went to his house and we played outside and played
Nice.
manhunt, and it was so much fun.
My pool was the big celebrate. We live right next to the field, so after the games, they'd go marching right through the fence into the
Oh,
backyard.
you live right off 18?
I live right on Legion Field,
Oh,
so
nice.
my backyard just literally abuts the complex. So
That's perfect.
all the families, the kids would just march right back, and let's just say I lost a lot of water from the pool this summer, but it was well worth it. Just
Sorry.
the water ban in Bridgewater probably didn't like it, but
All right. Well, they know now, but this season's over.
yeah.
All right, we have another caller. What's your question?
Hi.
Hi.
I tell the boys how proud I am of them and what a huge accomplishment. They set the bar so high, and I want to ask them, what advice can you give to a younger future baseball star to accomplish the bar so high, and how can they accomplish something like you guys did?
Did you get that? She wants to know what advice you can give future ball players.
Start down here.
And we'll start on your end, young man. We'll start with you.
Bryson.
Bryson, please. Oh, young lady, thank you for the call. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Probably just to be confident and know what you can do on the play or wherever you are on that field.
I think it's also important to note that Bryson was the state MVP of the tournament. He hit 3 home runs in the state championship tournament, started 3 games in a row off with a homer, and nothing gets the dugout more fired up and confident. So when he says, believe in your ability, he believes in his ability.
All right, I can ask Bryson another question when we get back, but good, keep on going. I'm sorry.
To have a good mindset and believe in yourself.
Okay.
Don't get down on yourself if you make a mistake, and try to work through it, even if times are hard and
I understand. No, it's all good.
I would always remember because for the past 2 years, we never even won districts. We've always been that close and that close again. And I think this year that really set for us. We got Bryson on our team, and we added some other kids, and then we set the tone, and then we did that, and it was kind of wow, we couldn't even win our district at one point.
Right? Now look, you guys gelling like that. All right, Bryce, my question to you is, you hit 3 dingers in the state tournament, right? 3, did I say that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, young kid, what's your mindset? Do you like the ball low and away? Do you like it? I mean, what's your favorite pitch? You crushed 3 of them, so there's got to be some type of pitch that someone's foolish enough to throw to you that you crushed.
Don't answer that question.
Well, it's going to change. Remember, you're going to grow. You're going to grow. You're going to junior little league, so you're going to grow. You're going to have to change it. Well, not change your swing, but look at different pitches.
Well, I guess I would just say I guess wherever the ball is and just adjust and
Right.
just.
Now, how do you adjust? Do you go towards the plate? Do you go back out? Do you go deep in the box? Do you go further, closest to the pitcher? How do you make your adjustment? Is your feet work? I'm just curious. I'm envious, Bryce. I want to know.
We all do.
I don't even really know. I just I'm just relaxed up there and just
Good.
and I don't really think about it that much. I just go up there and just try and
Hit it as hard as you can.
Yeah, just do what I can do.
Right? That's awesome.
Unfortunately, they kept walking him after each of those home
You
runs.
think?
That's the way.
You think?
Yep.
Hey, they did the same thing to Roger Maris, so All right, so we have another caller. Hi, you are next. Let me hit the button. That'll work. Hi, you are next on 4 Deep Sports Talk with the Massachusetts State Champions from Bridgewater. Hello. Yes.
Are there any items or people that could have helped that get to the Little League World Series.
What do you mean? I mean like coaches and stuff?
Yeah.
Have Mom tell you again. You broke up a little bit. I'm sorry.
Was there any like differences you could do to make it to the Little League World Series?
Okay, that's a good question. Well, thank you for the call. Have a good Thanksgiving.
You too.
So, what do you think you could have done different to get to Williamsport? You guys played the best teams in New England. That's one thing. That's a fact. And you guys competed. You guys went toe to toe with them. Is there anything you think you could have changed? I mean, to get to Williamsport. I mean, you guys, out of all the teams in the country, it was down to you guys playing the Bristol to get to Williamsport. And if you think how big the country is, that's a lot of teams, a lot of Little League teams.
I would say no. I think we did all that we could. The only thing I'd say is maybe going to bed at the right time, not staying up all night.
He ratted himself out. All right, which one of you guys were up at 1 o'clock in the morning? Oh, nice. You can't blame him.
Remember the stop the shenanigans?
That was at like
Yes,
11, bro.
That was 11, bro.
That was like
Get it right.
So
11:30.
at 10 o'clock in Bristol, the rule is lights out in every dorm across the complex. But because games are played late on ESPN and you share bathrooms, so we shared bathrooms with the Connecticut, and because of rain delays and stuff, their game ended up going to like 11 something at night against Rhode Island, and they won. So they came back at probably 11:30 at night. Our kids have finally settled down to go to bed.
Oh, and they come all riled
they
up.
come up all celebrating, and which you can't blame them. They just won a huge game,
right?
But and then we're trying to get our kids rest, so then they're rested for our game the next day.
Right.
So.
You can't blame Bryce. He hit 3 dingers. All right, what's your next question, hon?
Kind of, I don't know if this already got asked. What was the most challenging part of the games?
No, I don't think that was asked.
No.
Anything challenging? You know, like
It was probably waiting to play. Like you're just so anxious to play, and you're like those like afternoon night games. They're always the worst because you gotta wait all day and like you can't have fun really.
You're just dreading to get ready.
How about you guys? Anything come to mind besides the waiting? How about when another pitcher comes in? Does your mindset change at that at bat when you see another kid come in and God knows those 12-year-olds like 6'1", 6 feet, 5'11"? Any of those, any of that change your mindset?
On the last game at Bristol, on Salem, New Hampshire, there was this big like lefty against, and that was pretty challenging to hit against, and we ended up like struggling a little bit against him, and he shut us out at the last inning, basically, kind of.
No, you're probably right on. He's right there.
Well, I think part of it too is the mindset that we kept trying to tell these boys that, like, a new pitcher comes in, just they're watching the pitch and like, oh, sometimes this kid throws hard, but so don't you.
Right, exactly.
He's just like you. He's here just like you. And once, like Bryson said, they did struggle at times, but once they realized that, again, he's just 12, like he's no different than any of us.
Right. He didn't drive here.
No. And it just takes that first hit. That first kid make contact with the ball. Say, look, we can hit this kid. Let's go out and do it. And they did every single time.
Awesome. All right, young lady, what else you have?
Can you describe a key moment? This is for the coaches. You think a key moment that you think turned the game in your favor?
I got one I can tell you right now. When we first introduced our team mascot, we were in the state tournament and we were playing against the team we hadn't beat before, Acton Boxborough, and the dugout was dead. The pregame was dead. There was no energy, no life. And then I don't know what happened. Bryson comes in with Jake's younger brother's stuffed animal. Let me call him the Monkey King. And that energy in that dugout.
I read that.
That dugout just burst with energy. And I was like, oh, I'm taking advantage of this. And I hung it up on the thing and I go, we're hitting him. This is our mascot. No, he's in our dugout. And him bringing that in the dugout gave them, and they had fun with it. And they kind of forgot about baseball for a second.
It definitely loosened them up.
It so much. And so then we knocked out, and from then on out, the Monkey King was our mascot. We'd walk out and we'd hit him before we got announced. We'd hit for a bat, they'd hit him and stuff like that in the dugout. And he came with us to Bristol and everything. And that was one of the things I said that, for me, that was a turning point. They kind of loosened up, and they went out and had fun.
What did you guys think of the Monkey King? Do you think that helped out a little bit? Change your mindset at the at bat a little bit. The Monkey King. No one wants to say nothing now. What does the Monkey King look? You know what, Coach? You got to send me a picture of the Monkey King so I can add it to this.
All right, I'll get you one.
508-222-1320. Again, we'd like to welcome everybody watching in the greater Bridgewater area and everybody around the, listening out of state and around the country that has, some could have relatives outside that are listening on the link and watching these guys. So what else you have, kid? I know I'm going back and forth.
You're fine.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably for the players. What's something you did, like pre-game stuff, that made you get ready or motivated you to get ready for the game?
It was definitely the eye black, but then states and regionals came, and they were like one line only. I feel like that kind of ruined the vibes. Like, couldn't have our drift on.
It was more face black at that point in time.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting ready to take our last break, and we're going to shuffle these guys out, and we want to, I'll congratulate you guys again, but I'm going to do it over TV and radio here. Congratulations, guys. Great job representing your town. And, that was awesome. If you think about how small Bridgewater is, when we get Acton, Boxborough, Pittsfield, all those other big towns, and you're hanging, But I do have a call. I'm going to have this call. I'm going to have to ask you to call back. We're going to take a break. You are listening and watching 4 Deep Sports Talk as we change the yard and get the other kids in. We'll be right back with the other part of the lineup right after this.
Okay, guys, great job.
Hey, welcome back. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk. Of course, I lowered the wrong one. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station, 1320 AM WARA, and a caller called in, and you can please call back. I apologize that we were doing the change in the guard, which we mentioned. 508-222-1320. And we'll have these guys introduce themselves, if that's all right. We'll start with the handsome guy all the way closest to me, and we'll work our way down. And we do have a call. We'll wait for that, see if it keeps up, see if they don't hang up. Hi, you're next on 4 Deep Sports Talk. Yeah, can you do, yeah, okay, speak English, Tom. Can you hold on 1 second? I was gonna have the kids introduce themselves first, then we'll go to your question, if that's okay.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, go ahead, young man.
My name's Logan Brady, and I played first base and left field.
My name's Mason Genatasio, and I play left field and pitcher.
Okay. My name's Cam Goodwin, and I play shortstop. My name's Jeremiah Gonzalez, and I played right field, and I was a pitcher.
My name's Landon O'Hearn, and I played left and right field.
I heard him. Okay. All right, so we do have a caller on the line. Young lady, what's your question? So your response, you get the headphones, you can answer the question. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hi, this is John Wilbert. My brother AJ and I want to say congratulations to our cousin Bryson Bucher and his team.
Awesome. Do you have a question for them or just a congratulations?
Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, have a good Thanksgiving. Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So that was pretty cool. I love that stuff. So do you guys know who that was, obviously, right? Did you hear that call? Did you hear
it? Was Bryson's cousin, he said, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He just left, so he's up there.
All right.
Yeah.
You missed him. But, the thought's still there.
Yes.
We had a huge family support system all throughout the summer. That's probably one of the nicest aspects of this team. At every game, you didn't just have parents. You had cousins, grandparents, huge right. grandparent following. Younger siblings, lots of younger siblings that were in support of all these games. So it was really a community, family
I think
summer.
part of it too was that we were able to, for a certain point in time, we used Game Changer,
Yep.
and we were able to stream the games, which definitely helped too.
Yeah,
you know,
Game Changers are good
because you
tool.
had family in Florida, family in Vermont, whatever
Right.
it is, they're all around, and they could actually watch it too on Game Changer, so
Well,
which definitely helped. You know.
Yeah, and just like this, they can watch and see
Yeah.
them and out of state, around the country, around the world for that matter. Hi, you're next on 4 Deep Sports Talk as we just changed the guard and have the rest of the Bridgewater lineup in studio. Hello. Do you have a question?
Hello?
Hi.
Can we hear about Logan Brady's home run in sectionals?
Can we hear about Logan Brady's home run? Absolutely. Is that what you want to hear about?
Yes.
All right. Is that the only question you have?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for the call. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. Let's talk about that home run.
It was like a magical moment because I just went into it hoping I would get a base hit, and it just happened to be a home run, and my dad caught it too. So it was just really special.
Oh, you're the guy. That's
Yeah.
the kid.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was just a really special moment.
Right.
And it was on his mom's birthday.
Did he-
So it's really written out of a storybook. Like, as far as it's a massive 3-run homer in the sectional championship.
Yep.
And as I'm just ecstatic that he just hit this bomb. And all of a sudden, as I look out into left field, I'm like, that's his dad. His dad just caught that.
And drop it though, right?
Oh, he caught it clean. He caught it clean. I'm like, I mean, just talk about like a storybook homer. And then it was his mom's birthday. And he was smart enough to tell the newspaper that too. So kudos to Logan to be thinking of his mom right after that game.
He better be thinking about his mom, especially on the birthday. Right? That's awesome. So what they throw you? A curveball, a fastball?
A fastball.
They tried to throw a fastball.
Yeah,
they
inside.
tried. It didn't work.
Nope.
I remember.
Do you remember what the count was?
I think it was 3-2.
Oh, it was full? So he was trying to blow a fastball by him.
Yep.
I remember sitting there watching the hit, and honestly, I'm in the dugout, and when I was doing the Game Changer, and I saw that ball hit, and I couldn't see down. So
Right.
I'm watching him like, around the bases, kind of watching it, and I see Coach Florence up there just on third base, jumping up and down. I'm like, oh, yeah, he's hit a home run. That's
Right,
you know,
right.
take the lead in that game, and we didn't look back from there.
Right. So a lot of the questions we're going to ask you are basically the same questions we asked the other kids, but you know, everyone has their own unique way they look at stuff. So we want to hear what you guys have to say. So go ahead, young lady. She's ready.
So, what was your guys' favorite moment during the whole thing?
My favorite moment was winning the state champion and me making the winning catch to win sectionals.
Were you the one with the diving catch? Was that him?
No. He, in sectionals, he was the pitcher that closed out the section.
Oh, nice.
The strike zone got real tight, and I said, who's my best strike thrower? And I knew Mason. He's just strike after strike, so I turned right to him, and he has ice in his veins. Like, he shows no emotion out there. He didn't let the moment get too big at all, and he just went out there and pounded the strike zone, trusted his defense. We have fabulous defense behind him, and then they popped up the last pitch. He caught it. I sent you that video,
Yeah, that was
and
awesome.
I mean, we were just in absolute shock and awe, like that we were in that position.
Awesome.
I also want to say that Mason is the best diving board. So at Bristol, they have a giant pool they let the kids swim in, and a big diving board. And I was absolutely impressed by Mason's ability. The stuff he could do off that diving board was amazing.
The
And
sound it made.
It's one of the great memories. Is like it goes beyond baseball. It's the other bonding experiences and them just being at this pool together. It was like right out of the Sandlot, where the kids all go down to the pool to cool off, and they made the most of the experience.
That's awesome. All right, so do you guys get the rest of that question she was asking?
I think my favorite moment was winning the state championship when Hunter McCarg made that diving play, and he like sat on his he sat down and he threw it to first. That was just very electric moment.
Nice.
I think my favorite moment was in Game 3 against Melrose. I pitched a really good game, and I think Bryson came in and then closed it out, and we won.
Nice.
My favorite moment was
He's a rock star. He has 2 mics.
in states when we were in the championship and we couldn't mess up a play. We what was I gonna say?
Pretty solid. The team was pretty
Yeah.
solid.
I don't even know.
That's okay. That's all right.
So
it's all good.
So Tank's our fastest player on the team.
Yeah.
And cool story with him is when we were in Bristol, they called him out at first base, and I got to use one of our coaches' challenges, which I said when we were going in there, I'm going to use a coach's challenge just to say, because it'll be the only time in my lifetime I'll ever get to use a coach's challenge. And so he went flying down first base, and I'm like, he's safe. And I'm like, I challenged it, and they overturned the call. They called him safe, and so that's our claim to fame, is he's our first successful challenge in Bridgewater Little League history.
There you go. Should give the kid a plaque or something. So, oh, that's really cool. What did you think about? You think you had it beat anyway?
Yeah, I was pretty sure.
Them umpires, I'll tell you.
He always does.
That's really cool. All right, what else you have, young lady? You can just keep on going. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Do you guys get nervous at any point, or like, jitters?
When we first got to Bristol, like during our first game, I was kind of nervous. But once we started getting into it against Vermont and we started winning, I was fine. And also when we were against New Hampshire and it was a really close game, I think we had a guy in third, and then we got out of that. We got out, but yeah, that was kind of scary.
Yeah, like what he said, like against like Vermont, I thought we were just gonna have like a bad time, but we showed them that we were a good team and battled through.
Mason had a couple big hits in the Vermont game. So after that, while we were in Bristol, we kept calling prime time because the lights came on and his bat came.
Nice.
It came alive, and he was spraying hits all over the place. So for him, it's a really cool memory. Like the lights came on, Mason was ready to go.
That's cool.
I was a little nervous when we first got to Bristol because there was a bunch of these bigger kids, and then I realized that we made it just like they did, so we were a perfect match for them.
That's an excellent mindset.
I was very nervous in the game against Acton Boxborough to go to regionals because when it was like a 3-2 count, when I forget who was pitching, but when they were pitching, I got really scared because I thought like he was gonna hit a home run or something and we would lose. But Hunter ended up making a really good play at second, and we ended up winning the game. Nice.
Yeah, just like Cam said, the kids when we got to regionals, they were pretty big, but as soon as we started playing the games, we found out we were just as good as them and we could play with them.
So what's your nickname?
Tank.
Tank. The fastest kid on the team, you call him Tank.
I know it's tough to believe now, but his dad claims that he was the biggest baby in the world, so they called him a tank as a baby.
Oh,
now he's tall and thin.
They should call him Gazelle or something, right? That's a better name.
And that's the thing too. If you look at these boys sitting out there, they're not very big, right? None of these boys are, like you said. You see these big kids coming in from all different states. You see them on TV. These kids are bigger than me. They're huge. These boys aren't that big, but they have the desire, the heart, and the talent to go out there and prove it. You know.
Oh, yeah.
And that's one thing we kept saying to them. Like, you're like, oh, that kid's huge. I don't care. I don't care how big he is, right? He just throws a ball, hits a ball. We can field it. We can hit it. You know, and that's the one thing that they did too. They realized, as Kim said, you know, he may be the big kid, but they're just still baseball players.
Now, my question to you for the coaches is, so you guys get so from the time you won the regional, from the time you won the states, and you talked a little bit about the paperwork and stuff to get to Connecticut. How many days was that? A week off, or was it a little bit of time to get get everything in order?
I think it was 4 days.
4 days?
Yeah, because we would have won states on a Sunday, and we had to be in Bristol by Thursday, I believe. It was all a blur. The summer went by so quickly because it was just like baseball, and we were just living in the moment. And it was like, okay, what's up next? And I'll tell you, though, winning districts, I was probably the most excited because we had never done that, and it was just pure relief. And I was like, hey, whatever happens, happens. And then by the time we won states, it was just an amazing experience. But within probably 2-3 hours of returning to Bridgewater, all of a sudden the paperwork starts coming in, and the amount of paperwork it takes to get to Bristol is, I had no idea. I joked that maybe we should just respectfully decline because the paperwork was so overwhelming for a moment. But we broke it up. We worked as a team to make sure we got it all in, and they're very careful at Little League to make sure that no one's sneaking by as a 14, 15-year-old anymore.
They've been burnt before.
They've been burnt. It'd be a lot tougher now, I'll tell you.
One thing I'll say too is the turnaround was very quick, but we had great support from the entire community. You know, I mean, coming back, winning states, the police met us, and we had
nice.
We had a little parade down through the center of town.
And fire. My brother's a firefighter
too.
so
Thank you.
police and fire were there.
And then, you know, so we did a little parade down through, and then a send off. We had, you know, AA Metro provided transportation first to head down to Bristol. We had all the news venues at Legion Field, the parents, everyone there. It was a great send off, and you know, we lucked out. We had a escort all the way down to the border and stuff by the police and everything like that. So it was a great experience, these guys, to go see that, you know, be a part of it.
Awesome. We are going to take our last break. When we come back, if you want to call in, 508-222-1320. The Massachusetts 12-year-old state champions from Bridgewater in studio. Again, when we get back, 508-222-1320. You can call in. We'll be back with them and more right after this.
Okay, guys, look up here.
Hey, welcome back. You are listening and watching 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station, 1320 AM WARA, and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. We have the second group from the Massachusetts State Championship, 12-year-old team from Bridgewater, Massachusetts. And again, these questions, you probably heard the questions asked. We asked the first group, but I know Ahava has a bunch more questions. Unless you're all questioned out yet?
No, I have
a lot more over there.
Who's your guys' favorite player?
Just take the mic. You can pull that mic. Come a little closer if you can to the mic.
Like on our team?
Or like MLB or college, anything?
Probably Shohei Ohtani.
Nice.
My favorite player is probably Mike Trout.
I like Fernando Tatis Jr.
I like Rafael Devers. My favorite player, probably Shohei Ohtani.
Nice. So I know one of the callers called in before, and they asked what advice you could give to the 11-year-old kids coming up. And I mean, all the teams won the district in District 7 out of Bridgewater, right? Except for the Nines don't really. I don't think
we don't have a
Nines.
9-year-old district team. Little League doesn't do it. They start at age 10. So our 10s won the district, our 11s won the district, and advanced all the way to the state Final Four. And then we were the third group to win. So there was a little bit of pressure on us after those first two groups had won. We're like, well, we want to complete the trifecta, and the boys stepped up.
That's awesome. So what advice could you give the 11s that want to do what you guys did and possibly, hopefully, right, go back to Bristol and represent Bridgewater Little League?
I think if the 11s are just confident and just play with their abilities, I know they're good enough. They made it to states. And maybe if they get a little bit luckier, locked in more, they can go farther.
I would tell like the younger kids to stay positive and have fun and enjoy the moment.
There you go.
I would say it doesn't really matter who you're up against. Just play your game and you'll be fine.
I would tell them to always be positive, because if they strike out, don't cry. Always stay up, keep your head up, and yeah.
If I were to tell some of the 11-year-olds, I would say to keep your mindset right, and even if you've lost to the team before, you could always win again.
All right, we do have a caller. Hi, you are next on 4 Deep Sports Talk as we highlight the Massachusetts State champions from Bridgewater. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
We have a question for the team.
Okay.
And we also want to say congratulations to the entire team. We want to say a special congratulations to Jeremiah Gonzalez. And our question would be, who do you think motivates you guys the most?
That's a great question.
That's a great question.
All right, thank you for the call. You have a good Thanksgiving.
You too, thank you.
You're welcome. That's a great question. All right, who wants to go first?
Who motivates you guys?
Who motivates you guys?
I think like a bunch of the parents and all the people that supported us in the stands, they were always there for us, and they really like got us going.
Nice.
Yeah, what Cam said, all like our supporters, like the parents and family members and friends that all came to watch us. They were good supporters and helped us.
Like what they said, our family, especially like our younger siblings, and like our grandparents and players on our team.
Awesome.
Yeah, like what they all said, like our families, and I think the coaches too, because before we went on the field, they always said like, "Are you locked in?" And then we all screamed and we all got hyped up and really excited for the game.
Nice.
Yeah, I would say like littler siblings or like just siblings, they would always be like, or just parents, they'd be screaming in the stands and they would get us hyped up.
All right. What got you guys excited?
Just having the opportunity, like it was amazing to be in this position and just enjoy the ride, and the support was just amazing from not just the parents but the whole community. The amount of messages of people reaching out to us, the local businesses that just are giving us shout outs. It was really awesome to represent Bridgewater, and then when we won the state, to be like, we're not just representing Bridgewater anymore. We're now Team Massachusetts. We're representing Massachusetts. And so when we played Vermont and Bristol, they slid across the scoreboard Massachusetts. Yeah. And Mark from the Enterprise was like the photographer who follows
Vasconcelos.
Yes,
yeah.
Vasconcelos.
Yeah.
He is. I can't tell you how much we appreciate him just documenting our whole trip and the whole ride. And he caught just that absolute perfect picture as they slid Massachusetts across that board. And he pointed out to the kids, look, we are not Bridgewater anymore. We are Massachusetts. Look what you've accomplished. So
there was they said 150 something 12-year-old teams in Massachusetts. We said we were the one on top. Do you know what I mean? It was real.
Yeah.
And like I said, I agree with Rich, looking at it too, and the boys saying their family and the siblings, they get dragged everywhere. You know what I mean? These kids were everywhere, and their families and their siblings were always dragged with them, and they were always positive, and they always had their support, always had their back, and you could always hear them out there screaming on the sidelines, you know what I mean? Let's go after good play and stuff like that. And I think it's just amazing how much support we got from everybody. And Rich would even say too, hey, I spoke to this coach or this coach, and we were playing different games and stuff, congratulating us and giving us advice and stuff like that. So it was from everybody.
So, coaches and players, how long have you guys been playing together as a team? Like, have all of you played together since whenever?
Yeah, we've mostly been playing together. It's pretty much been almost the same team. Some few kids have been on and off the team, but mostly has been since like
9 years old.
Because
wow.
Yeah,
9
COVID took away the 8-year-old year.
Yeah.
I mean, the boys do play, obviously, spring ball and everything together, too. A lot of them are on different teams, so we do have different teams that play. But as the all-star team, Bryson is really the only boy who moved to our town this year. So these boys have been playing ball with them. Jeremiah, you're a late bloomer, do a little bit of baseball, but, came through and they've been playing in town together, and they're all playing different sports together as well. So they know each other very well. But as the all-star team, it was since 9-year-olds.
Wow, that's a long time. That's a long time. Coaches, when did you know this was going to be the team?
I don't
know. It's a tough question.
Yeah, I mean, when the team got picked, and that was it, and we just went with it and took it one game at a time. And we had the goal to win districts. That was the number one goal, and everything else was just icing on the cake, and we got a lot of cake this year.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like Rich said, going through it, like our goal was districts, because as Jake had said previously, we never won. The past 2 years, we were there, and we always were one game short, or one out short, whatever it may have been, and we never dreamed of making districts, and that was our goal. We could get out, win districts, and then from there, we just said everything is gravy. Everything else is just, it's great, and just kept going, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm sitting there in the dugout in States. And Hunter throws that ball. Luke makes a stretch. Bryson Bucher makes that great catch in the outfield. I'm in the dugout going, holy crap, we just won states. You know what I mean? It just is so surreal to think of how hard these boys have worked all season long, and it just paid off for them. The energy they had, the excitement they had was great.
And when it comes down to it, they're still just 12-year-old boys. After they win the state championship, you get a state banner, and you run around with it, and they know they get to right field where all the parents are, and they trip over the banner, and the whole team just tips over. And I'm like, and that's the best Massachusetts has to offer. Pure athleticism right here by this group, but they're just a happy-go-lucky group.
And I think it's too, like, if you watched how these boys behaved, they were at, they were their own kind of, you see different teams play, and it's like methodical, right? They're out there warming up, and it's like, oh my Lord, these teams are robots, and these guys went out there and just had fun, Nothing was perfect. They didn't do everything perfect every single time, but they were great. They went out there, they did the warm-ups that we should. We're always saying, like, we're not that team out there, we're who we are, and we have our own identity of who we were, and they went out there and they performed.
All right, you want to call in 508-222-1320. We only have basically maybe a minute and a half left before we wrap this up. So, yeah, let's do shout-outs real fast. So we'll end it that way. So who do you guys want to shout out to?
I want to shout out to, Jake Ty's little brother for Monkey King. He, that gave us a lot of energy in our dugout.
Awesome.
In the States.
Awesome.
I want to shout out to all the supporters that we had, like grandparents, all family members and friends that came to our games and supported us all the way through.
I want to give a shout out to Logan Brady for that home run he hit in that game. If he didn't hit that home run, it would have been a very close game, but he gave us a big lead and helped us win that game.
I want to shout out to all the siblings and the parents to support us and make us get through tough times.
Awesome.
I would like to thank everybody, coaches, team, my family, everyone's family, all the sponsors, and the people that helped us out throughout the whole journey.
Oh, we got a call. We can't take that call because we're running out of time. I apologize for that. But if you guys want to wrap it up, anybody want to thank?
I'd like to thank all the coaches that came before us at Bridgewater Little League. Yeah. I know I started coaching when they were in T-ball, and Chris Doyle was someone I look up to. He was always an eager supporter of the team. He reached out to us with ideas and strategies. Andy Betancourt, another coach who had been around a long time. They had won a 13-year-old state championship together.
Yep.
And so they kind of paved the way and gave us some good ideas as coaches. So I appreciate what they did.
Coach, you got 10 seconds.
I would say our families, our wives especially, taking care of our kids. We both have 3 other kids and stuff, and taking care of them while we're out doing what we can do.
I apologize I couldn't take that call, but we are running out of time. But as far as our show goes, 4 Deep Sports Talk, and everybody here, and that's part of 1320 AM WARA, want to say congratulations. Thank you for coming on today. And you never know, we might see you here in the Junior Little League regional game.
If you'll have us back, we'll be here.
For Ahava Jet, Luce Cabral, I'm Dominic Damiano. We hope you enjoyed this hour of 4 Deep Sports Talk. And we had the distinct privilege of highlighting the 2024 12-year-old Massachusetts. There it goes.